All right. Hello, everyone. Um, I came across this old saying post that I had, and it said, if you do not let your past die, it will not let you live. If you don't let your past die, it won't let you live. Now, what does that really stand for? Exactly what it says. But the problem is, people look at this from the context of just being sad, being angry, resentful, and bitter. They look at it on just the emotional aspect. And people don't connect this to actual physical disease, illness, and organs degenerating. See, when you're holding on to things like that for so long, it's just like rotten energy. It's rotten energy and it's rottening your cells. It's actually rottening your body. It's rottening your blood. People want to do fasting, juice cleanses, and take all these things. But if that is still what you're carrying, guess what? It's going to come back, or there will be something else that manifests from it. And so I want people to start really thinking about letting go. What does that mean? Because if you're not letting go of your past, okay, you don't let it die, it's going to kill you, literally creating pain, physical pain, inflammation, cancer, cancerous cells in the body. And there's one thing you want to understand from this, especially when it's rotting your blood when you're holding on to crap like this. Firstly, letting go, what organ needs to release stuff in the body? The intestines, the gut, the intestines. When you're having issues there, you're not letting go of things, okay, on the mental, emotional level. And that's what we look at intuitively, where that's coming from. That's the intuitive medicine, intuitive healing that has to come in for you to actually work through getting rid of things versus having all these, they're taking out polyps and doing all these interventions to get you to poop, and they're having cancer in different parts of the body because it can come in the intestines, but it can come in other places too. You're like, what does that mean? Letting go of something that has to do with nurturing and care and overdoing that and keeping that going and not nurturing yourself, and you're just over caring for other people and you're still carrying that burden on you, can also be linked to things like breast cancer. Okay, if you follow anybody like Lewis Hay, you would know about some of these connections. And that's why this is important with health and wellness. We can't separate them anymore. If you're tired of the cycle of sickness and healing and then back to health and sickness and healing and back to health, this is a place for you to tune into here with me, because that's the cycle we need to break. It's time for us to rise beyond that level. And this is where it starts, because you're not only healing the physical body when you do things like that, with letting go of the past that's causing rotting and all that. You're healing on a soul level, which is the most important part when you leave this diseased body, whatever it turns into when you leave here. It's the soul and the lessons the soul has learned and how the soul has grown, going back into spirit to be one with source and God. That's what's important. But also, as you're here, healing the body so that you are free from struggle life with being sick, free from struggle life in your relationships, free from struggle life in making money, free from struggle life with shortening your lifespan. Because this is, everyone's doing this whole anti aging stuff. How about you let go of some of the BS in your life? Seriously, it does age you because your cells age. Your cells will age. And in fact, when your blood gets rotten like that from things like that, it's very hard to clear infections, parasites. People are always parasite cleanse, root cause of disease, parasite cleanse. If you are the type that you're holding on to some emotional baggage, you're going to parasite cleanse a lot because it's really hard to clear it when that's going on in the body. And it's not to say that you're not going to have things you're going to work through all of your life, but how about you make it easy? How about you get it right when you do it? Just tackle it and get it to be effective. That's what we're talking about. Okay, and then you stop being taken advantage of in the system as well, because you have taken responsibility over your health, not just your physical health, but your mental, emotional health, and on a soul level. Okay, so we didn't come here to just, live on earth and just whatever. We also came to the soul growth. So that soul healing that we need to do is a big part of our journey here. So sometimes when things like this happen, and you're feeling sick, it is actually a call from your soul to do this work, and not like a punishment or a consequence. Oh, you didn't let go, so you're going to be sick, kind of thing. No, 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 no. It's a calling for you to get back to what you came here for. The soul healing, the soul growth, being more at one with God and with Source. Okay, and we need to separate this from healing. And this, and I'm taking care of being sad or my mental health here, and you go over here and then you're treating the colon or the heart or the breast cancer issue, which is fine. But you yourself, you need to tie those things together. You need to be able to tie it together to get it to be effective. Okay. And the easy ways that you can do some of this on your own, well, I'll put two things in there. Okay. Which they work more effectively with guidance is breath work. Okay. And working with someone who's a breath work practitioner, specifically with clearing these kinds of traumas, um, old things that you're holding on to, old patterns and habits, and where that's stemming from is important. So breath work is phenomenal with this stuff. You just need to get to someone that will match your energy to be able to help you facilitate that healing process. That's one. And then fasting. Fasting, that's so easy, right? And water fasting, you can add some juice cleanses of it if you need to, but water fasting is awesome. I would not recommend you do that on your own, especially if you're going to do it for a prolonged days. You do need a doctor to kind of monitor things, especially if you already have some health issues. Sometimes your body might actually need to be strengthened before you go on a water fast. So if it's already depleted of things and you go and you can actually push it over the edge. But anyway, fasting. I just doing this week, I'm going through a customized water fasting with some of my patients. And in there, I put mental and emotional work that they need to do, to reflect on, to let go of, to change, to transform. That's important. Okay. I will do another video later about fasting and the very important things you need to be mindful of when you're fasting on a physical level, what you need to incorporate in there, and the basic mechanics with fasting that are very important, that make it more effective for you. Fasting is great because you get to a certain point in your fasting duration when you activate stem cells, which is anti-aging, right? New stem cells in the body that can actually heal. Regeneration will occur. Regenerative medicine, fast, folks. Fast, fast. Okay. That's regenerative medicine, really. And what it does sometimes is the good cells, the new cells, when they come up, can actually come up and start eating cancer cells. Yes, eating cancer cells, as opposed to eating sugar, which feeds cancer cells. You know what I'm saying? So this is how we kind of get ourselves in the conundrum of things. And we think, okay, well, cancer's here because of the food and all those other things I was eating, but the cancer cells are already there feeding on stuff. And you not letting go of rubbish, creating this rotting process in the body, is breeding them. And then you're eating sugars, which are not bad on their own, but when they're feeding cancer cells, it's a whole different ballgame. And so fasting will cut that sugar out, okay? Which is another thing that juice cleanse is filled with all the sugars. It's a whole different ballgame there. But it also will activate these new good cells to eat off some of the cancer cells, and cells that are just not functioning well then get to die off, okay? And so my big thing today, again, just to recap, is if you do not let your past die, it will not let you live. That translates into actual root cause of disease in the body and root cause of like all sorts of disease in the body, cancer, autoimmune, you name it. It can create that in the body, make it hard for you to clear out infections, start making the connection. Great if you go to someone like me. I do intuitive medicine, mental and emotional work, along with all the other stuff with functional and holistic natural medicine that you need to do for it. What you can do on your own: fasting and fasting and fasting and fasting, and breath work and breathing and breathing and breathing. And if you're not sure how you're breathing, because everyone's like, I breathe normally, I take a deep breath. There's breath mechanics that facilitate healing. There's breath mechanics that facilitate relaxation. There's breath mechanics that facilitate actual release of trauma, emotions, addictions, and things like that. And so know when to ask for help. Okay? So keep tuning in, and you hear a lot more about these really simple things that really, really do address the root cause and the true causes of disease, and empowering you with things you can start to do at home that will create miracles in your life. What people call miracles is just when spirit is able to come into your healing process to facilitate it. Then it's called miracles. That's something we're all equipped to do because we're all spirits in here. So you can do that too. All right. Have a wonderful, blessed day. One love, Dr. Neze Obwaya, checking out from EzLivingMD.com.